Hey guys, it's the Markham Knight. Today's video is going to be the Superman versus Shazam YouTube video that's on DC's channel. DC's doing this versus thing, which seems pretty cool. They do character versus character, and this one's actually a couple of weeks ago. It's a very interesting one though. It's a question that a lot of people ask. It's Superman versus Shazam. So before I get into my opinion on it and my reasoning for that, I do want to watch their video to see what they had to say about it, and we can kind of go from there.
This week's Versus is a ruthless slugfest, and it comes courtesy of Shazam Rohit, Superman versus Shazam.
First up is the Big Blue Boy Scout, better known as Superman. The Man of Steel fights for truth, justice, and the American way, and he's conquered countless foes
Seems
in
like
the
just
process.
a character intro.
Challenging him for the win is the man formerly known as Captain Marvel, Shazam. The wizard and
I haven't really watched these videos, so I don't know if they're doing feats or talking about the last couple of times they fought or something like that.
He's got superhuman senses, and with no need for food, sleep, or
Here are the
oxygen,
skill sets
he can
and
take you down
powers.
on land, underwater, or even in space on a moment's notice. But his biggest asset might be good old-fashioned tenacity. He's taken a lot of beatings, but the Man of Steel always lands on his feet.
Yep.
With a single
Superman's
word,
basically as
Shazam
powerful as he
matched
needs to
Clark's
be.
Kryptonian might by taking on the wisdom, strength, stamina, power, courage, and speed of ancient legends, titans, and
So Shazam is basically, he's the god's powers manifested within one being. He's the magical champion of the world.
From his own body.
Shazam's
Cool.
powers are remarkable, but there's no
Yeah.
intimidating the Man of Tomorrow. In 2004,
Superman's beaten up
Superman,
Darkseid
Batman,
before,
13,
one-on-one,
Darkseid
anytime.
has just taken out
Darkseid was actually a
Superman,
Superman villain
punches
before.
people
He
over
was
the
a
very edge
Justice
of
League
outer
villain.
space and traps
They kind of made him a
into
bigger
Superman.
bad later.
When Supes unloads on an opponent at full strength, there's no one he can't beat.
Clark
I feel like they kind of answered their own question there.
But Shazam already has a win under his belt against the Man of Steel. In 1999's JLA number 29, he knocked Superman out cold with an electric 1-2 punch. Shazam's got the strength,
Superman's also
so
beat
if
him
he
before,
times his
but,
attacks
yeah.
right, this battle won't last long.
It's a well-known fact that Superman is
Superman
vulnerable to
holding
magic,
back
and
would be the
Shazam
biggest
is powered
key,
by some of the most
because
powerful
Shazam's a
magic
kid.
in the
That would kind of
multiverse.
give him an advantage
But
because
Clark
maybe
is
he'd go all
equally
out.
famous for flat-out refusing to lose, and
Yeah.
that kind of chutzpah makes Shazam's outlook cloudy at best.
Superman's basically as
Shazam's
powerful as he
major
needs to
shortcoming
be
is
for
that he's
stories.
just a
So
boy in a man's body, and Superman will capitalize on Billy's inexperience. But if Captain Marvel can
seems like they're kind of answering their own question. They're saying he's a kid, so he's not going to be smart enough or
The stage
experienced
is
enough.
set. Which hero would fly the W?
Okay. It's cool. I'm gonna stop it here. Okay. Now, let's talk about it. So, Superman, he's DC's big #1 superhero. He's the all-powerful, although Martian Manhunter probably has more powers than he does, they usually make Superman as strong as he needs to be. Now, I should preface this by saying Superman is my favorite character, so maybe I'm a little bit biased that way, but Superman has fought Black Adam in the past, and he's fought Shazam in the past, and more times than not, he's come out with favorable odds. If you look at Forever Evil, Ultraman stomps Black Adam outright, and even if you go back to the original, back in the Crisis times, Superboy Prime stomps Black Adam without trying, but then again Superboy Prime was immune to magic, so it wouldn't do anything against him. What people don't understand, as powerful as Shazam is, Shazam's underrated, but as powerful as he is, Superman, he's kind of, like I said, he's as strong as he needs to be, so he wins fights where you technically think he's weaker than the other person. One time he did beat Darkseid, beat him out in space and beat him into submission at one point, and Darkseid basically was admitting he had lost a one-on-one fight to him. Shazam, although he is a little kid, that might come to his advantage because he'd go all out. He'd basically do what it takes to try and take Superman out. But Superman is not only the more intelligent fighter, he's the more experienced fighter, and even besides that, people kind of take his vulnerability to magic to a different level. Vulnerable doesn't mean weak too. People think because it's magic that he's suddenly weak to magic. It doesn't make him physically weaker. It just makes him, it'll affect him, magic will affect him the same way it'll affect someone else. So if Zatanna turns Superman into a cat, then he'll be a cat. And that's basically the point. He's not vulnerable to that magic. But, he is vulnerable to that magic. He's not immune to it. Whereas Shazam's just straight power. Now with that being said, I think it would have been a better fight if it was Black Adam versus Superman, because Black Adam is conscious of all the superpowers, whereas Shazam he's inexperienced to say the least. In the New 52 especially, he trying to make some video games or something, he made like a table tennis court or something like that in the Justice League book. We haven't seen enough of him in the New 52, so if we go prior to that, he has had some good fights with Superman, and they've been rather close, but Superman usually ends up winning. A lot of times it has been using his cunning, even in Kingdom Come, where Superman was getting beat pretty decently. He tricked Shazam into saying his name to kind of win that fight, and he's probably done stuff like that in the past. And the thing is, the magic that Shazam possesses, he doesn't really use magical blasts to do his fighting. The lightning would hurt Superman the same as it would hurt any other being. Doesn't hurt him any more or less than it would hurt another being. It's just that magic hurts him versus not hurting him, which mostly anything else doesn't. So it's going to be rather close, but at the same time, if we look at Forever Evil, where Ultraman stomped Black Adam, beat him down, and then crushed his teeth into his mouth so that he wouldn't be able to say Shazam anymore, I think we could pretty handedly say if Superman wants, he'd take Shazam down pretty easily. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, tell me to do more videos like this. This is the Markham Knight telling you to like, comment, and subscribe.